Everybody, we are going to be canning today. It's our first time canning, so this should be quite the operation. We are making roasted garlic tomato sauce, as well as a raspberry jam. So we just got to the farmer's market where we are going to buy our tomatoes, our fresh basil, garlic, some of our other ingredients. It's awesome that we are able to go to the farmer's market, buy local, fresh, organic foods. So we can have them all winter long when we don't have the joys of the farmer's market right down the road. So we will show you some of the things once we get inside the farmer's market. We also stopped at our local grocery store and picked up all of our cans and lids already. Okay, so I had mentioned earlier that we actually went to the farmer's market, and I just wanted to show you some of the things that we picked up at the farmer's market to help us with our canning today. We picked up 6 big garlics there, 2 red peppers and 2 green peppers, 12 pounds of locally grown organic tomatoes, which is awesome. They only had 2 things of raspberries left, so we grabbed them, and I actually sent Richter out to pick up some more for our raspberry jam. We're not canning green beans, but we did get some awesome looking green beans. I'm stoked about them to have them later in the week. And then we stopped at the regular grocery store to pick up some jars to can in. Some pectin is kind of in the back there, you can see, for our jam. And then this little gadget, I actually bought a canning kit. This is going to be my first time ever canning. My mom canned a lot when I was younger, but I just never got into it until now. This actually goes around this jar, so you put the jars in here. And basically you drop this into your pot of boiling water, and there's a handle on it, as you can see. So you literally will just pick it up out of the hot water. I thought it was kind of nifty. It came free with the little kit. It also explained a little bit more about canning, so I thought, being a novice, I would pick it up and take a look at it. So that's so far what we got. I'm going to go get my rest of my ingredients ready. Okay, so to make this tomato sauce, I wanted to first let you know where I'm getting my recipe from. I'm getting it from the Better Homes and Gardens Special Interest publication, Canning. If you open the book, it's actually on page 32. It's going to be roasted garlic pasta sauce, and I'm going to give you a quick shot here of the ingredients. And I'm going to actually try to see if this is online and maybe give you a link. Basically, my first step, I had showed you guys my fresh vegetables and stuff I got at the garden. My first step that I did is I decloved, got the outer skin of my garlic off. I went ahead and put a teaspoon of olive oil on them. And then I actually cut peppers in halves, and I brushed olive oil on these as well. These are both in the oven for somewhere about 40 to 50 minutes. Kind of have to keep an eye at them. You're baking them at 400 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in now, and I will let you know how they turn out. What we need to do is go ahead and peel your tomatoes. It's kind of a pain to just do it regularly. I mean, you could do it, but then you lose a lot of the skin, as you can see. So what we're going to actually go ahead and do is put these in a pot of boiling water. We're going to go ahead and put them in a cold bowl of water. Then we will take the skins off, and you'll notice there'll be little pockets underneath the skin, and that'll help make this peeling the tomato much, much easier. So to blanch your tomatoes, you're going to go ahead and score the bottom of the tomato, which is basically just make a small X on the bottom of the tomato. And then we're going to go ahead and put them in our basket over here and dip them in a boiling pot of water for 1 to 2 minutes. You're going to then take them out of the water and put them into ice cold water. And you'll see that there's going to be actual pockets that will form underneath your tomato. And that'll make it much easier when you have to go ahead and peel the skin off the tomato.
What are you doing?
I'm now taking the tomatoes out that we boiled and putting them in their cold water. So as you can see, I'm just going to show you real quick here. Where you had made the scorings, you're just going to pull back and just watch how easy that skin comes right off. And as you can see here, just the color of the red, and I'll show you in here. This is one that I did before by hand, and as you can see the veins and stuff. You lose a lot of that color where this one looks almost like the skin is off of it. It's so smooth. So it makes a huge difference by going ahead and blanching them first. We took the peppers out of the oven a little while ago. We actually left them in the foil, closed the foil up, and allowed them to cool. It took about 20-30 minutes. You just want to be able to make sure that you could touch them and you're not going to get hurt, basically. We're going to actually go ahead and peel these. See how easy this is going to be. If you notice, the skin again just comes right off. Once we peel them, we chop them. And then this will go right into our sauce. If you look over here, we also pulled out our garlic and allowed this to cool too, so it's cool enough that we could touch it and we could handle it. What we did is we skinned the peppers, as you can see, and then we just chopped them up into just like little bite size basically. And we're going to actually set this to the side and let it wait a little bit, and we're going to move on to our garlic. The garlic, basically, once it's roasted, it literally comes right out of the skin, and it's real soft and gooey. So what you do is you basically are going to put the garlic into the blender with your chopped up tomatoes. You're going to go ahead and chop them or blend them. Then take your tomatoes and your garlic that you just blended up, and you're going to put them right into a large stainless steel pot that we're going to put on the stove. And next we're going to basically add in all of our other remaining ingredients. After our tomatoes are in, we're going to go ahead and add some of our other ingredients. Our heat right now is at a medium-high. We're going to try to bring this to a boil. Right now we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinaigrette, about a teaspoon of sea salt, or salt, if whatever you have, some black pepper, after all your ingredients are in here, you're going to go ahead and mix it up. You're going to allow it to boil uncovered for 50 minutes. So the very last steps, basically, we added some extra spices, whatever Italian seasonings you like. They recommend about a cup worth of mixed Italian seasonings. We also added 2 cups of fresh basil into the jars. First, you're going to sterilize your jars. Basically, put them in a hot boiling, the jar itself should go into a boiling pot. The lid, the middle part of the lid, goes into a simmering pot of hot water. And the lids, you actually just leave out, we just wash them. I put 1 teaspoon of lemon juice in each one of my jars, and then ladled my sauce into each jar. You then make sure the lids are tight, but you don't want them real tight. And the next step is we have a big pot over here. We're waiting for this to get to a boil. We're not quite there. We're getting close. We're going to boil them in the pot, and that's going to seal them. For this recipe, you boil it for 35 minutes. Each canning recipe is slightly different, so you need to always check your instructions.